Another type of waste of type overdoing is called overprocessing. This includes all tasks that are performed unnecessarily given what the outcome of the process instance ends up being, or everything that has to do with unnecessary perfectionism, overdoing a given task, for example. Let's take as an example the vehicle inspection process, and let us assume that the technicians are taking a lot of time to measure vehicle emissions with a high degree of accuracy, more than required. That on itself is waste. If in addition we find out later that the said vehicles for which the emissions were measured very accurately end up not fulfilling the emissions levels by a big margin, then all this accuracy was unnecessary. If the vehicle does not fulfill the emissions, it is not necessary to go into great details into how much it does not fulfill the emissions requirements. Consider also the example of a travel approval. Consider the case where 10% of the requests that are being made are being rejected trivially at the end of the process because there is simply not enough budget for part of that travel. That in essence should have been checked at the beginning, because it is a relatively easy check to do that would have avoided wasting the time of the approvers looking into the details of the application. Or similarly, let us consider the case of the university admissions process, and let us consider the case where officers in the admissions office spend significant amount of time verifying the authenticity of thousands of degrees, transcripts, and language test results submitted by the applicant, so that at the end only 1% of cases that are verified reveal any issues. Later on in the process, these thousands of applications are passed on into admission committees, and the admissions committees end up accepting only 20% of the applications that they receive. We have here the case where 80% of the applications end up being rejected by the committee. Only 1% of applications have any particular issues in regards to potential authenticity of the documents submitted. So the officers in the admission office are performing a tremendous amount of work to check authenticity for documents of applications that will anyways be potentially trivially rejected by the admissions committee. So we have work performing the authenticity verification that is not required. We will see later when we talk about process redesign how in these cases we have to consider the trade-offs between making the checks and assessment in a process in different orders, depending on how strong a particular check is in terms of filtering the instances of the process.